routine. It's kind of like a no makeup look. It's perfect for school or work or just something casual where you are not trying to do a full face. It's pretty easy. It's very lightweight. This is gonna be my first makeup YouTube video, and I'm really trying to channel the 2010s Zoella vibe, so I think I'm gonna have a lot of fun. Let's get started. I like to put on perfume before I start because I feel like smelling yummy helps me get in the mood to like be really sultry. Okay, so how I make it look really flawless is by not using a foundation, but I do use 2 concealers. So I have one that is like a perfect match and one that is a little bit lighter. This is the Juvia's Place in the shade 7. I've used this so much that everything is off the bottle, but that's what I use. This is like perfect for my skin, at least for now, until I start getting darker. And then I have the Maybelline Instant Age Rewind, whatever. This is like the darkest shade that they have at the drugstore, but it's still super light. So I start with the one that is our actual skin tone. And I'm gonna use it just to correct any spots. So I'm putting it under my eyes to correct my bags. And then I kind of have like darkness on my chin, so I always put it on my chin. Because I know that I'm going to put a little bit of bronzer / contour on my nose, I am gonna like put it on my nose, and that's more so just to create an even base. And then I also have darkness here. So I'm kind of basically putting it in the center of my face. And I always blend it with my fingers because I think that that makes it the most like seamless, I guess. And it gives that like clean girl look or like no makeup look that I prefer for like a non-occasion, like going to work or going to school. I'm kind of starting from the middle and then just like blending out to the edges of my face. I also forgot to show where I put moisturizer on my face. So I did a toner and then a serum and a moisturizer. Did not do a primer just because I don't have one and I never really use one, so I've never invested in it. I always do my eyebrows next because if I do them after I do like any product up here, they'll just wipe off because my face gets super sweaty. So I'm gonna use the Glossier Brow Flick. This is actually in the color brown, so it's not the darkest shade. But I kind of recently stopped adding any product to the front just because I'm a little heavy-handed and I feel like it looks way more unnatural. Kind of fill in some more here, but not really going all the way to like this center part. But I feel like eyebrows are really personal and they can really make or break your face, so you do you. I'm gonna do a little bit of highlight now because we're gonna go in with the lighter concealer after, and that way the highlight can kind of seem like it's in the skin rather than just on top, although I am gonna put more highlight on top. Highlight's one of my favorite parts. I'd say blush and then highlight. All of my products are like completely wiped away, but I'm using the Refi highlighter. I use my fingers for everything. I'm just putting it there. I'm gonna put some here. Cool, and then I'm gonna take the lighter concealer that I have and put it in the places that I wanna like brighten, and like all the places that have natural highlights if you were in the sun. So here, under eye, chin, and then I like to kind of reverse contour. I am gonna put some bronzer on after, but I like to put a little bit here so that it's bright and I don't have to put as much contour or bronzer. Once again, I will be using Nature's Tools to blend these out. 2 fingers necessary for my forehead. Coolio. Then I like to go in with my blush before I do any contouring, because I think that having the blush sit under the like bronzer and stuff makes it look more in the skin than like having blush on top of everything. So I'm using this NARS Afterglow liquid blush. I don't know if the shade is insatiable. That just seems like a weird name for a shade. This one I actually do use a brush for, but I'm going to pat it out first. Not gonna lie, I do like a lot. I'm gonna put some under my nose. I do like to put a little bit on my eyelids too. I'm just gonna put a little bit more of the lighter concealer just to kind of like keep the blush from going too close to the under eye area. I don't like that look, so I'm using this Milk Makeup matte bronzer. Then I'm just putting my brush, rubbing it into it, really working it into all of the bristles on the sides and everything, and then pasting it on the face here. I don't usually do bronzer and contour. I just ran out of contour, so I'm using the bronzer. Now I'm gonna use my bronzer to contour my nose. I'm gonna use this little brush and then do the same thing, just rub it in. And I like to go here, and I'm making kind of like a C shape, kind of like how you'll see in like Chinese makeup. I like to go kind of heavy right here, I'm not gonna lie. And then I'll bring it down into that like C. Pick up some more product, and then I'm going to start at the bottom, so I'm just gonna do some here and here. And then I'm gonna take this brush, it's just like a little bit more angled, and that's what I'm gonna use for the other parts of my nose, so mainly just using the tip, so I'm just gonna put the product on the tip. Then I'm gonna go and create this line here, and I'm also kind of making a C like this way, kind of going that, and then on this side like that. It's very small, so kind of hard to see, and I do a very light contour slash bronzer moment because I don't want it to look too unnatural, I guess, or like I'm wearing too much makeup. I feel like similarly to the eyebrows, how you contour and stuff is really personal because it has to fit your own face shape. I have been trying out a lot of different styles of contouring to figure out what looks best for my natural face shape. And then I'm gonna go and do the line here. Okay, and then now I'm going in with this Milani kind of cream blush, cheekish, in shade 140. And I'm just like very lightly doing that on top, and then again under the nose. Okay, and as promised, I am gonna add a little bit more highlight. So I'm just, again, putting on my finger and really just doing it like right here in this small little area. On this side, same thing, just a little bit. Blending it out with the clean finger. And then I'm gonna do it on the nose, so at the tip of the nose. I like to do it in the center here. And then with the eyeliner pen, my brow flick from Glossier, I'm gonna add little tiny freckles. I just like put dots everywhere. Boop, 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 boop. I've not found a freckle pen that's good on DarkSkin. If you know one, would love to know it. It's some on my nose, but I had to go into the mirror to look really closely. But then I just like literally pat it in, and I'll do like one more layer of freckles. Okay, and then I'm using honestly, it's a Maybelline mascara. It looks like this. I'm not worried about telling you what it is because I don't really like it, but it's in a brown shade, and I like to use a brown mascara so that the eyelashes don't look too heavy. I don't like how watery it is, but whatever. I kind of love a sloppy mascara look, so I just make mistakes like that and I don't clean them up. And then I use the same brush and blush that I used earlier, and I'm just gonna like Put it all over my brush. And I like to just put that on my lip. So then I'll go back in with my Glossier. This is like my all-purpose utensil, and I'll add little beauty marks, and then I'll go and like kind of wing out a little bit. I don't actually do any eyeliner on the lens. I just use it to like wing out, kind of like I'm creating one extra lash. I do need to do that in a mirror though, so I'm gonna be right back. I feel like you can't understand the full makeup until I do my hair. And some lip gloss. And this is the final look. So this is the final look. It's a very effortless, everyday appropriate, work appropriate, school appropriate look. And it's actually very fast. Once I get in the hang of it, it's something I can do really, really quickly. So yeah, I hope that you found this helpful, and if you did, definitely give it a like. And if you want to see me do any more makeup looks or have any more questions or videos that you want me to do, leave it down below. Like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you later.